of living. Well, not so much really have been said regarding this particular price war. Yes, it is for the moment a little bit, good for Nigerians who have to buy fuel and use fuel every day, especially for those who drive their cars, including myself. It's some sort of respite, but it's not that much, so to speak. Because again, remember why Dangote even reduced the price is because he stated that he was doing it because of Ramadan. So it is possible that after Ramadan it might go up. Nobody knows. But again, I just want to let you guys know in on certain things regarding this competition that would help the economy grow. There's so many things that we have faulted President Tinubu on, including the removal of fuel subsidy and the way and manner he did it. But somehow, 2 years down the line, almost, it's looking like this could have been the best thing to be done. Imagine that the time Goodluck Jonathan removed fuel subsidy, we stayed with it in 2012. Imagine that, and allow private sectors play in that field. Imagine what would have been by now. And I'm not sure fuel would have been anything more than 400 or 500 naira. I mean, this is just two companies, a government-owned company and a private-owned, just two playing in that field. And look at the result of what's giving us just less than a year into Dangote's foray into that field. Just less than a year. There's a new refinery coming up by BUA. There's another new refinery that has been established in Rivers State. They have been given license. Imagine what will happen if those two refineries come on board sometime this year or maybe early next year. It will mean that prices of fuel will go down further. What does it tell you? Competition is good for the industry. In fact, competition has always been the best thing and the best way to go when it comes to issues regarding prices and price wars. Who also remembers telecommunications? Remember when MTN came into Nigeria? At that time, MTN told us there wasn't any, it wasn't possible to do per second billing. At that time, your SIM was sold for almost 100,000. Some people bought theirs for different prices at different times, 35, 45, 50. They said it cannot come down, and then another company came up. It was Glo that came up, and then started per second billing on day one that it started business in Nigeria. And that was how MTN brought down all their prices. Everything came down. They knocked down everything. So see how good competition is. This is how it's going to look like going forward in the downstream sector of the Nigerian petroleum industry. More competitions will get into that field, and because of the competition, the prices will be dragged down further. Mark my words. Except at some point, because NNPC is the mother hen, it has the power, and has the regulatory framework. NNPC can decide to use its regulatory framework to hit Dangote. Yes, they have the powers to do that. And when they see that they're not able to compete with what Dangote is doing, they will use regulatory framework to try to knock them off. And that is the reason why Dangote is always shouting. Now I'm beginning to understand, but because sometimes back I was telling myself, why is Dangote always screaming and shouting that something is all right? I mean, you have been in business and you should know all of these things. You should put all these things in perspective before coming into the market. Use its regulatory framework to its advantage against its competition like that. Dangote sees it and wants to scream to the high heavens, and then when the backlash comes out from Nigerians, then that they backtrack. This is what's going to happen. At the end of the day, my prediction, I might be wrong. NNPC, government will be forced to sell those refineries because government cannot compete. I've never seen where government ever competed in a price war like this and win, especially when it comes to private sector. And Dangote is known to do these kinds of things. Tries to sniff out competition. Dangote has always been in that field, whether it's in pasta or whether it's in cement. Dangote knows how to sniff off competition, like knock you guys out. And that is what I think that he is doing. So at some point, the federal government will see that it is really not in government's interest to be managing Nigeria's refineries. It is in the best interest of Nigerians in the long run to privatize those four refineries and put them up. Let that place open up. Let that place open up. The worst cannot happen anymore. You know why? We've got fuel for 1,500 naira in this country. No, the heaven did not fall. And I'm not sure, no matter what it is, we would ever buy fuel for that price anymore. So whoever is coming in with something spectacular, something nice. So it is now an opportunity for Nigerians to enjoy the competition that comes with it. All right. I mean, if you look at other African countries, go and check Angola, go and check Algeria, go and check Egypt. The price range of their fuel purchase by the naira equivalent. These are countries that have oil in their country. Even Libya, Sudan, go and check. Their price is between 400 and 600 Nigerian naira per litre. So it is wrong for our population, for us, to be selling fuel for oil that we have, to be selling fuel for over 1,000 naira or even 500 naira. It should be lower than 500 naira. That's my thinking, and I'm sure that that's where it's headed. I hope that this actually continues, more people play in that field, and then we would have something quite fantastic. Thank you guys for listening. I'm excited about this particular price war. And by the way, I also did some video about the controversy between NNPC, MRS controversy. Remember, NNPC, Dangote, and MRS controversy. Remember that Dangote actor, somebody did a video, viral video, showing that Dangote's fuel was actually last longer in engines, than NNPC. I did something of that. I think that's going to play next. Thank you for watching. Take care. So there's a whole lot that's been going on for some time now, especially in the downstream sector of the Nigerian economy. How many of us remember how NNPC was so pompous when they were the only ones that were buying fuel from Dangote? So apparently the retail marketers have to buy from NNPC after they must have bought from Dangote. So NNPC became the king of the streets, dictating what price to sell to marketers, what to sell to commuters, and what to distribute to people at different times. And then fast forward to what we're seeing right now. Dangote decided, you know what, I'm no longer going to buy, or I'm no longer going to sell to NNPC alone, because there's been a lot of lies told by the NNPC about the amount of money sold, on the amount of fuel sold to them, and the price, as a matter of fact, because NNPC was hinging its price to the retail operators based on the amount that they bought from Dangote. And Dangote came out to set the record straight that they sold at I think around 700 naira or 770 naira, and that what NNPC had told the public was false. And so when marketers started going directly to Dangote, we now started seeing prices reduce. Remember, they had told us earlier that landing cost is about 1,100, and then when it gets to us, it's around 1,200, 1,300. For crying out loud, we bought fuel for as much as 1,600 in this country for a product that we have, that we own. Isn't that wickedness? Anyway, this is not the essence of this video, though, because again, I'm going to come back to this particular thing I've said, but let me fast forward now to what's going on. Somebody had done a video, and that video, of course, it's playing right now. And that video was clearly stating how Dangote's fuel is lasting more in people's engines, whether it's a generator or even your vehicle, than the so-called NNPC fuel. Apparently, NNPC had been accused severally of purchasing substandard fuel or importing substandard fuel from abroad. And substandard fuel is fuels, of course, that doesn't last in the car. And so because of that, a whole lot of these persons are saying that quite clearly Dangote fuel is actually a better fuel because it lasts longer in your engine. Beyond lasting fuel more in your engine, It also helps with the health of the engine of the vehicles that you're using, whether it's a generator or your car. And so NNPC came out screaming that it's that particular experiment done is brought out of no research. It's false, it's malicious, it's false. In fact, was saying all sorts of things, and the fact that they're going to engage legal practitioners in championing the cause of stopping the false and malicious video that has trended. I'm sure you must have also seen the video, because the video was just explicit. The guy got 2 new generators, went to MRS and bought fuel. MRS does this collaboration with Dangote, and Dangote, that supplies directly to MRS, bought from MRS, and the guy also bought fuel from NNPC. And so he went to the house, uploaded, poured the fuel into the 2 generators, the one from MRS and the one from Dangote, and the one from NNPC and the one from Dangote. So it happened that Dangote's fuel that was costing around 945 naira lasted 17 minutes for the same litre, while MRS that was costing around 920 naira, just there. But I'm just explaining the video, but I'm sure you are watching what's going on this video too. So, and it lasted for that same litre, the MRS cost lower, and that's around 925 naira, and it lasted for 30 minutes, from 17 minutes. Remember, the one for NNPC was 17 minutes, and the one for MRS was around 30 minutes. And so the experiment was just straight and simple. Which one would you go for? Would you go for the one that burns faster, NNPC, or the one that burns slower, MRS? Of course. it's a no-brainer to go for the one that burns faster. No-brainer really. Everybody wants this thing, because again, by and large these days, like it or leave it, those who have cars, you now know that the amount of monies you buy fuel is now costing much more than even food in the house. I mean, I drive a car, and I know that right now the fuel that I purchase is now topping the food that I eat in a month, and that's scary. You can imagine that. So I know that's what it is across board. For those who still use their vehicles, those who still commute, moving from one place to another. I mean, for the kind of job that I do, geez, I can't think of leaving my home without my vehicle. Like, I don't think I can cope. It's not even about maybe, I'm a Jebota, or maybe it's not even a luxury thing. It's just a necessity. I have to be in 2 different places at the same time, almost at the same time, and I cannot be moving from one place on a jumping vehicle from one place to another just to meet up with appointments. Sometimes even to catch up with certain persons and certain class of people. You cannot be going there with jumping keke, or maybe jumping transport and sometimes in fact the transportation is actually much more expensive. We're talking about your security, we're talking about your safety, you're also talking about your the kinds of people you're also meeting. So using a car is not even in the luxurious angle. We're talking necessity at this point in time. Now, having said that, so I saw NNPC NNPC's statement screaming. I said, what a time to be alive. This same NNPC that bought fuel from Dangote for 725 and was selling at 1,000, and Dangote came out and refuted that NNPC was lying against them. This same NNPC is actually a government parastatal that is crying that they are going to engage legal practitioners in making sure that they stop that malicious video spreading falsehood against them. I didn't laugh. So Imagine this situation. I was, first of all, I saw a lot of ignorance is not the word. Ignorance is too harsh. I saw a lot of lack of awareness in that letter that they sent out. So somebody did a short video that is not even up to 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and that is rattling NNPC. This video is false, it's malicious, it's not born out of any research, it's rubbish, blah 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 blah. I was looking at that letter somewhere where somebody can somebody in that NNPC sit down and think? But then this is a reminiscent of what government parastatals do. They don't sit down and think. Everything is about playing to the gallery and not thinking through certain policies, certain programs. Can't you see opportunity in this thing that has been released? I see opportunities. If I were the media personality or the media public relations person in the NNPC, that video is out, I will laugh. The next thing I will do, you'll be shocked. Sure, you did one video, is rattling the country. I will do 10 videos, 10 different content creators spread across the geopolitical zones, or maybe in Hausa, in Yoruba, and Igbo, and Ibibio, name it. Pay them heavily, create content and debunk that thing. At least, you know, as an NNPC government parastatal, you have lied to Nigerians severally. On several occasions, you have lied to Nigerians. Why do you think they would believe you when you just be in your AC pumping office and release a statement without a video accompanying it? Let's even say Dangote did not sponsor that guy. I mean, it's possible that the guy was just doing an experiment. It's also possible that he was paid. But so what? It's competition. NNPC, smell the coffee. It's competition. You are now in a deregulated environment. That is where you are. That is where you are playing. You're no longer, okay, so it's just one Dangote, right? One Dangote. Imagine you have 4 or 5 other refineries. Dangote is located in Lagos, right? So we have another one that's located maybe somewhere in Akwa Ibom. You have another one located in Port Harcourt. We have a huge one located maybe in the southeast, and maybe you have the Kaduna working finally too, and then maybe you have I'm talking about private investors like Dangote. So you have a Dangote, for instance, in 5 different places, just like we have in telecommunications, where we used to have only MTN, and Glo came in and broke their bones. And then today we have the sector is deregulated. Everybody's playing in that field, and you decide what network you want to be at any point in time. You can even port anytime you want. So just one competition, the NNPC is crying and shouting without a video accompanying it. Let's even say Dangote did not sponsor that guy. I mean, it's possible that the guy was just doing an experiment. It's also possible that he was paid. But so what? It's competition. NNPC, smell the coffee. It's competition. You are now in a deregulated environment. That is where you are. That is where you are playing. You're no longer, okay, so it's just one Dangote, right? One Dangote. Imagine you have 4 or 5 other refineries. Dangote is located in Lagos, right? So we have another one that's located maybe somewhere in Akwa Ibom. You have another one located in Port Harcourt. We have a huge one located maybe in the southeast, and maybe you have the Kaduna working finally too, and then maybe you have I'm talking about private investors like Dangote. So you have a Dangote, for instance, in 5 different places, just like we have in telecommunications, where we used to have only MTN, and Glo came in and broke their bones. And then today we have the sector is deregulated. Everybody's playing in that field, and you decide what network you want to be at any point in time. You can even port anytime you want. So just one competition, the NNPC is crying and shouting. Are you not seeing opportunities there to tell the country that the fuel you bought or the fuel that you have is is not imported, and that every fuel is bought from Dangote? Is also very possible that there might be sabotage somewhere. I mean, it is possible. Dangote wants to own that space, and as a businessman, if I have the opportunity to break my competition, why cannot? Why can't I? Why can't I? They don't want you to import anymore. Dangote wouldn't go about importing fuel. They're not going to import fuel anymore. They buy crude in Naira, and do the needful in Nigeria, and they sell to Nigerians, and the only thing they import, or export rather, to other countries is a refined product. They're already doing that already. So they really don't need you. NNPC, smell the coffee. You are in a competitive environment, and for crying out loud, you must employ people who are competitive in thinking. See, the very first day I saw that video, I think maybe I was among the first people that saw it, but I said this video is going to trend. This video is going to trend, and I'm sure that I think it was days later that Dangote started releasing statements. I laughed at the video. Not only laughing, I saw so many holes to pick in that video. And well, like there are more than 10. If you allow me to analyze this guy's video playing, I can pick more than 10 holes. There are certain things that I saw, I won't say it now, but certain things that I saw that he would have to explain. He would have to explain, because you are not there. Let's be clear. You are not there. There were some manipulations that were done, even in the timing. I mean, I won't tell, I won't explain, because that's not the essence of this video. Because if I am to break down that video, well, light to light, that thing will not stand the test of time. That's the guy's video will not stand the test of time. Why is somebody not thinking in NNPC? Get content creators, pay them. That is the competition we are talking about now. Pay them to debunk that video, not just debunking the video or abusing the person or saying you're going to use legal people to chase after them. Tell them to analyze it. Analyze the video, that the timing that this guy used was false, was faulted, or the fuel that he bought was less than the amount that was actually purchased. Like, there are several things you can point at debunking that video, and after debunking the video, now do a fresh video to state categorically that NNPC's fuel is the best, that this fuel is actually a fuel that you can that can stand the test of time anyway. Do another video and do a timing and endeavor to even put the thing online, make it more original, more nicer, more believable than the one this guy put. NNPC, think. Stop releasing vague statement that makes no sense, that takes you nowhere, that makes you sound weak. I mean, the statement felt, the statement for me felt so demeaning. This is a Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited screaming over a video done by one individual. Upon all your PR people, your communications people, all the people you have been paying millions, dollars, they cannot think and debunk that video and put up another video stating the true state of things. You are releasing statements. Think. Open your eyes. Damn. Oh. Thank you for watching. God bless you.